photographer kept every raw frame from that reunion. One candid burst captured something nobody was supposed to see. A hand on a shoulder, a smirk, a husband who looked away. 3 months later, a gallery link appeared, but this began at the family reunion. Under string lights, with 100 relatives and a photographer setting up the big portrait.
Let's just do the real family first, sweetie.
Her hand landed on Donna's shoulder and steered her firmly out of the frame like an afterthought. Mark watched from the side. His eyes met Donna's for a second, then slid away. The group closed in around the empty space. The photographer lifted his hand. Click. The official portrait was taken. Without her, Donna turned and walked to the dessert table, spine straight, hands steady, picking up a plate. She arranged cookies on the plate, lining them up, focusing on the pattern to hide the glassiness.
Don't let them see you break. Not here, not now. You've been invisible for 20 years. One more photo won't change that.
From behind her, a woman's voice repeated the phrase like a verdict, just the real family, like she said.
Already spreading. Already settled. I'm the detail they agree on.
Hey, you okay?
Fine.
They drove home in a silence heavier than any fight, streetlights sliding across his face, his hands tight on the wheel.
He won't ask. He won't mention her name. He'll file this night away and never touch it again.
At home, they moved through the motions. Keys on the hook, water in the kettle, without touching.
He's already rewriting it, pretending she didn't see what the whole family saw.
Beside her, Mark breathed slow and even, as if he hadn't watched his sister erase his wife from the family portrait.
Maybe 20 years wasn't enough. Maybe in his mind I'm still just the woman he married, never quite home.
The next morning, Donna poured coffee, smiled at Mark, and gave him a quick kiss. He didn't bring up the photo, and she didn't ask. Days passed. He treated the reunion like it never happened. She kept her side of the bed, and he kept his. Then the official reunion photo appeared in the family chat, the whole clan massed together, smiling, Donna nowhere in the frame.
There it is, the official memory, and I'm not even a ghost in it.
A notification pinged under the image. Finally, a lovely family portrait where everyone looks so happy.
Everyone. Right. Every real person.
She tapped the chat settings, pressed Leave Group, and watched the conversation vanish from her screen.
No storm, no statement. Just silence is louder anyway.
For weeks, she moved through her life like a quiet surveillance camera, watching, waiting, marking every small slight.
Something will break. They always do. And when it does, I'll be ready.
3 months passed. No apology, no explanation. Just the quiet rhythm of a marriage that had learned to dodge its sharpest edges. Then a new email appeared. From the photographer. Subject line, "Your family gallery. All files included."
All files. That's an odd choice of words for a professional.
She clicked the link. The gallery opened to the official group portrait, the one she wasn't in. Then below it, a folder named Raw.
Why would a photographer keep his discards? He must have left something inside.
Her cursor hovered over the folder. A single click, and the grid of thumbnails filled the screen. Dozens of burst shots from that evening. They told a secret story. The group assembling, faces shifting, and then, unmistakably, a figure being guided out of frame.
That's Pamela's hand. And that's my shoulder. He kept proof.
Her heart slammed against her ribs. The same hands that had steered her like a coat rack were now frozen in digital evidence.
What else did he capture? I have to open it.
She clicked the first thumbnail. The full image expanded. Pamela's manicured hand pressing into Donna's shoulder, her body angled to push, not guide.
It wasn't a gesture. It was a removal. She put her hand on me like I was furniture.
She scrolled forward. The next frame caught Pamela's smirk, direct and satisfied, as Donna stepped backward. Then Mark in the background, his eyes tracking Donna, but his mouth silent, his hands in his pockets. The very next frame locked onto Pamela's lips, twisted mid-sentence, the words visible in the shape. Donna checked the metadata. Date, time, camera model, a digital affidavit that locked the scene into the record forever.
He didn't delete anything. The photographer left the whole sequence in: the push, the smirk, the silence.
She didn't blink. She just sat there, the cursor trembling on the screen, the entire truth, now laid out in 26 frames.
I have proof. Actual proof of what she said, what he didn't do. Proof that can't be explained away.
The screen stayed open for a long time. The only sound was the hum of the laptop fan and her own slow, deliberate breath. She finally closed the gallery and copied all 26 raw files into a folder labeled Evidence.
No cloud backup, no shared link, just a local drive, double password protected.
She opened the series again, frame by frame, studying Mark's vacant expression in the background.
He didn't just stay silent. He erased himself from the moment, like I didn't exist.
She zoomed in on Pamela's mouth, the insult still readable even after 3 months.
One click, a social media post, and every cousin would see what their real family did. But giving them the evidence would mean giving them control of the story again. I wouldn't be the victim anymore. I'd be the troublemaker who couldn't let it go.
She closed the laptop, shut off the lamp, and let the night swallow the decision.
Patience isn't surrender. It's the only weapon she won't see coming.
Over the following days, Donna kept the folder invisible, but the weight of it followed her through every room. She studied Mark at breakfast, the way he talked about his day without ever touching the bruise between them.
He's already comfortable again, like the silence fixed everything.
One evening, with Mark out for a work dinner, she sat in the study and reopened the folder. The images loaded, the hand, the smirk, the hollow expression of her husband, and fresh anger prickled her skin. She started a message to her best friend, typed "You won't believe," then stopped and deleted it.
No witnesses, no allies. This has to be between me, Mark, and the truth.
She opened a blank message to Mark, attached the 5 clearest frames, and let the cursor blink in the empty text field.
No words. Let him sit with what he sees, not what I accuse.
She didn't press send, not yet. But the decision was made. When he saw it, there would be no filter between him and the evidence. She stared at the screen until the cursor felt like a heartbeat. Then she pressed send.
No going back now. Either he finally sees me, or I lose him.
The message whooshed away. Delivered appeared beneath the image strip.
3 months of silence, and I just handed him the truth in 5 pictures.
She set the phone face down on the desk and pressed both palms into her thighs. The house hummed. The refrigerator kicked on. Every small noise became evidence of the waiting.
If he denies it now, I'll know there's nothing left to salvage.
She didn't cry. She didn't pace. She just sat, breathing to the rhythm of the clock.
For 20 years, I made myself small to fit this family. Now I am forcing him to look at the empty space I left.
The phone stayed silent, but somewhere across town, Mark's screen lit up with her name and a series of images he couldn't ignore. Mark's phone buzzed at his desk. He glanced down. Donna's name, a message with no text, just a string of image attachments.
She never sends photos. Why now? And why no explanation?
He tapped the first image. It filled the screen. Pamela's hand clamped on a familiar shoulder, guiding Donna out of frame.
That's the reunion. That's Pamela. And Donna. What was she doing?
He swiped. Pamela's smirk, then his own face in the background, hands in his pockets, watching.
I was right there. I saw her pushed aside, and I just stood there.
Another swipe. Pamela's mouth twisted mid-insult, the phrase frozen in the pixels. Metadata stamped the time and date.
She's lived with this for 3 months, waiting for me to wake up. She never said a word.
He set the phone on the desk face up, the image still glowing, and leaned back. The office felt airless.
My silence made it true. I let her believe she isn't family, and now I have to look at the proof.
Mark grabbed his phone and pressed her name before the guilt could talk him out of it.
Donna, I saw the photos. I am so sorry. I didn't realize what she did, what I didn't do.
on the other end. Donna listened without a sound, the silence heavier than any word.
I needed you to see it outside of the moment, without me standing there, wounded and explaining.
I promise I'll make this right. For you. For us.
What do you intend to do?
I'll confront Pamela, face to face. She's going to see what she did.
I appreciate you seeing it now. That matters.
The call ended quietly. For a long moment he sat there, the screen dark, the guilt settling into something heavier. Purpose. He rose, grabbed his car keys from the corner of the desk, and walked out into the evening to undo what his silence had built. The next morning, Mark pulled into Pamela's driveway without calling ahead. She opened the door with her usual smug smile, until she saw his face.
Look at this.
Oh, please. You are upset about that? It was just a photo. She needed to be put in her place.
Mark tapped the screen, scrolling through each image, the hand, the smirk, the insult on her lips, and watched her expression harden.
You didn't just take a photo without her. You pushed her, you smirked, and I stood there like a coward. That ends now.
So what do you want? A redo? Fine, take another picture. But don't expect me to stand next to her and pretend.
There will be a reshoot. At the next gathering, Donna will be in the center, where she belongs. You can come or not.
You'd choose her over your own sister? Over a photograph?
Mark didn't answer. He turned, jaw clenched, and walked out. The door clicked shut behind him, sealing the fracture. In the car, he sat for a full minute, hands on the wheel, breathing hard, but the decision was made. The next photo would tell the truth. Mark walked through the front door and found Donna in the living room. She didn't ask. She waited.
I showed her the photos. She didn't deny it. She smirked, just like in the frame. And I realized my silence was part of the cruelty.
I appreciate you going. But trust isn't rebuilt in a day. It's rebuilt in moments like this.
I am planning a reshoot at the next gathering. You'll be center, where you always should have been.
And if she won't come,
Then the photo will be missing exactly one person, and it won't be you.
He pulled her close, and for the first time in months, she let herself lean, not as a forgiver, but as someone who could finally exhale. Later that evening, Mark called his parents, then his siblings. He didn't explain every detail, just that the next family photo needed to include everyone properly. Some hesitated. A few asked why Pamela was upset. Mark simply said, "Because I am finally holding her accountable." By the end of the week, the reshoot was set, and for the first time, Donna felt the ground shift under her, not away, but toward. Mark started with the hardest calls, his parents. He kept it simple. Donna deserved to be in the family photo, and he was making that right.
The last portrait left Donna out. I am hosting a reshoot. I need you there.
His mother's question came through the receiver. Will Pamela be standing next to her? Mark paused. If she chooses to. Word traveled fast. 2 days later, while Mark and Donna sat at dinner, his phone buzzed with Pamela's name.
I know why you are calling.
You are humiliating me. Everyone's asking what I did. Call it off, Mark. This is family business, not a public spectacle.
The only public spectacle was you pushing my wife out of a family portrait. The reshoot happens Saturday. You can come or not.
Then it'll be without me. Enjoy your fake family portrait.
Mark set the phone down and looked at Donna. She stood in the kitchen doorway, having heard every word. She gave a small nod, not triumph, just the quiet certainty that the truth was finally being framed. A month passed. Mark rebooked Ryan, sent reminders to every branch of the family, and ignored the cold silence spreading from Pamela's side.
look at them, stealing glances. Pamela's gossip train circled the family twice before I even arrived.
Ignore the stares. Today isn't about her. It's about us making this right.
Ryan tested the light. The group began to assemble, but a gap opened naturally, the space where Pamela would have stood.
Donna, you're center. This time, the camera sees you first.
20 years, 20 years, and I finally feel the frame bending around me instead of pushing me out.
Ryan held up 3 fingers. A hush fell over the group. Mark's hand pressed against the small of Donna's back. A few relatives shifted, still exchanging glances, but no one stepped into Pamela's empty spot.
She chose this, and I choose to smile anyway.
Ryan's hand dropped. The shutter clicked open, and the new memory began to form. The flash froze the group in a burst of white, 63 faces, one center, no shadow pushing her out.
I felt it before the light faded. That click was a door closing on the old photo and opening on this one.
We did it. You are exactly where you belong.
Ryan lowered the camera, a faint nod of professional approval. He didn't need to say it. He understood exactly which frame he'd just captured.
Thank you, everyone. That one counts.
Ryan turned the camera screen toward them. The image bloomed, a family intact, Donna at its heart, the empty space at the edge an afterthought.
20 years of being cropped out of moments, and now I am the axis.
Mark's hand found hers and held it tight. Neither said anything for several seconds.
This isn't revenge. It's just what should have always been.
The new photo existed now. Irreversible, real, and the old one, the one without her, felt like a different century.
Ryan, send me the full file. I want prints, real ones, framed.
Ryan delivered the image that night. By morning, Mark held a stack of high-quality prints. He handed Donna a framed copy. She took it with both hands, her throat tight.
It's just glass and paper. But it's the first proof in 20 years that I belong here.
That afternoon, Mark drove to his parents' house. Without asking, he lifted the old family portrait off their mantel and replaced it. His parents watched from the kitchen doorway. His mother's lips parted, but no protest came. The old photo, the one without Donna, he placed face down inside a drawer. It made no sound. He mailed prints to every relative. The same 5x7 frame appeared on mantels, desks, and side tables across the family. A cousin in Bayfield swapped it without comment. An aunt in Ridgemont slid the old one behind a cookbook. The photograph without Donna didn't vanish overnight, but by the end of the month, no one could find it on display. Relatives started visiting again, not to apologize, but to admire the new portrait hung where the old one used to be. One aunt whispered to Mark, "I never liked the other photo. Something felt off."
She didn't know the half of it, but I didn't need her to know. I needed the truth to exist.
Donna set the photo on her mantel, thumb tracing the glass as if checking it wouldn't disappear.
The photographer's raw files turned the story. No revenge, just evidence that time couldn't erase.
Mark discovered her there, still in her robe, studying the faces.
You've stared at that picture more than our wedding photos.
Because in this one, I am not a guest. I am family.
He kissed her temple and didn't argue. The photo had done its work. In the photographer's studio, a folder named Raw still held the burst that proved the truth. Some evidence outlasts everything. One afternoon, in the cereal aisle of the grocery store, Donna saw Pamela turning the corner with her cart. Pamela's eyes flicked to Donna, then away. Her jaw tightened. She reversed her cart and disappeared down the baking aisle.
I don't need her to say a word. The truth is already framed and it's hanging on 40 mantels.
Donna didn't chase her. She finished her shopping and walked past the aisle, where Pamela had hidden.
This isn't triumph. It's just finally knowing I was never the problem.
That evening, she told Mark about it over tea. He listened, then set down his cup.
And how did you feel?
Quiet. Not angry. Like a chapter closed without slamming the door.
Mark reached for her hand. They sat like that, the tea cooling, the new photo visible on the mantel behind them.
The photographer's raw file gave me back what I lost. And I never had to scream to get it.
A quiet dinner settled in their home the following month. Roast chicken, the good china, and the new portrait catching the candlelight. A cousin gestured toward the mantel. "That's the photo that should have been taken the first time." Mark filled Donna's glass without her asking. His hand brushed hers, a small gesture that said more than any toast.
Everyone is here, but no one mentions her. They chose.
After dessert, they drifted to the living room. The photo seemed to draw every glance. Mark stood near the doorway, watching Donna laugh with his cousin, the sound looser than it had been in years.
He's been like that since the reshoot. Present.
Later, alone in her study, Donna opened the locked folder on her laptop, the raw files still there, her silent ally.
These images are no longer a weapon. They're a monument to what quiet truth can build.
She closed the folder, not locking it away forever, but not needing to look again tonight. Outside, Mark called her name, teacup already in hand. Donna rose from the desk and walked to the living room, where the new portrait glowed under the soft lamp. She stopped in front of the mantel, close enough to see the tiny reflections of light in the glass.
The old photo wasn't just removed. It was erased by something truer.
She thought of the reunion, the push, the words, the silence, and how small it all felt now.
I didn't fight them. I outlasted them, and the proof outlasted everything.
The new photo stared back, her own smile the centerpiece, unscripted and permanent.
This isn't revenge. It's restoration. I am not erased anymore.
She traced the edge of the frame, then stepped back, breathing something that wasn't quite a laugh.
20 years later, I am home.
The lamp flickered once. The portrait didn't move, and Donna stood there, whole. The quiet in the room shifted as Mark walked in from the hallway. He didn't speak right away, just paused at the edge of the lamplight. He crossed to her and slid his arms around her waist, pulling her back against his chest.
You are the real heart of this family. The photo just caught up.
She leaned into him, her shoulder blades settling against his chest, a smile softening the corner of her mouth.
Not just heart, visible. That's the difference.
They stayed there, a double silhouette against the warm glow, the portrait a third presence in the frame. The new portrait remained steady on the mantel, its frame catching the light like a promise that had finally been kept. Mark pressed a kiss into her hair. The sound was softer than any apology. Outside, the street was darkening, but in the living room, the lamp burned steady and the photo held its ground. And in that quiet, between the heartbeat of the lamp and the hush of their breathing, the real family portrait needed no explanation. Later, when the house fell silent and Mark slept, Donna opened the locked folder on her phone. The raw burst lived there still. The push, the smirk, the silence, a quiet archive of the truth. She scrolled to the frame that had started everything, the insolent curve of a lip frozen forever.
This image was never meant to be seen, but it changed everything.
She didn't need to post it, didn't need to weaponize it. Its existence was enough. Sometimes the loudest truth is a photograph never meant to be seen. She closed the folder, placed the phone on the side table, and watched the moon through the window. The phone went dark. The portrait on the mantel held its glow, and in the morning, the family would wake to a picture that had always belonged to them. The end.